You started making up lies for a second, so let's just
okay. What lie did I make up?
What
lie did I make up?
So
one lie.
It was about to get crazy because see, like I could tell you don't know who you're talking to. You're talking to Flex Luthor. You ain't even know it though. So you're about to say
talking to wannabe Kevin Samuels, but I'll let you continue.
Wow.
Rest in peace.
Wow, that was crazy. Let's dig into that real quick because I like where we are. You
got it.
Let's dig into that. And you know, one thing I noticed with people who lack either experience and or intelligence, they have to use a limited internal content structure, which means that the things in your brain, which are limited, you have to associate. And if you have limited experience, you can only associate with a few things. So you say, how many black guys do I know who run a podcast? Well, I only know one that was famous, Kevin Samuels.
Well, I choose not to feed my mind with that type of film. So yes.
So give me 5 things that are the same between Kevin Samuels and I. Test out your intelligence here.
Okay, well, I didn't do much research on I didn't do much research on the both of you, but from what I have seen on the both of you, okay, you both have stupid podcasts where you...
Okay, so she just showed up for it. But she said, we both have stupid podcasts.
You both have very misogynistic podcasts.
Okay, do you know what misogyny means?
Yes, do you?
What does misogyny mean?
Misogyny is when you pretty much hate women.
Okay, so misogyny is when we hate women. I like where we're at here.
Yeah.
So I hate women.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you gather that? What lets you know that I hate women?
So
because you already said you didn't do much research.
Okay, so when you
right, she already said that.
Right, but you don't. I didn't need to.
You didn't need to.
I didn't need to.
Okay, well, how'd you figure it out?
When you go into your Instagram page, first thing you see is you disrespecting women.
Women.
Yes.
That's fascinating. Yes. Well, let me ask you a question.
Wait, can I ask a question first?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna play both sides here.
Go ahead. Play devil's advocate.
Okay. I don't know what he was doing on there, but the women allowed him to do whatever you saw.
So if right now so I hate when women say something, when women say things like that. Okay,
dang, you must hate women. You hate women. She just said it.
I didn't say
she just said it. She hates women.
I hate when women.
I hate when women have their own opinion.
No,
I hate when women don't agree with me. No. I hate when women think for themselves. That's what she's on right now. That's crazy.
So let me give you an example of what she just said. Let me equate something that happened to me in real life. Why I said I hate when women say things like this.
You hate when women use their freedom of speech in their own brain?
No, I hate when women say things like that. I'm going to explain further. So one time,
women, she's an individual.
Okay,
but go ahead.
I'm speaking about all of. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I had this one situation one time where a man grabbed me inappropriately, and I said something about it, and he said to me, "Well, you let him do it." So you think, what could I have done in that situation?
No, that's too different.
Well, that's not really the same.
No. But hear me out. You said that. Sorry, you said that. Oh, when I said that he was disrespecting that woman, you said, "Oh, well, she allowed it." How do you allow?
Because she signed up to be there. You didn't sign up to get groped by anybody.
She didn't. That's a good point. So when she signed up to come there, she knew that he was going to be disrespectful.
Yeah, that's like his whole brand.
So you feel like okay. That's a valid point. Then you got me there.
Yeah, that's like literally like everything he was known for. Don't get me wrong. I do think he's disrespectful too, but you signed up for that. Like, yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
Valid.
Before he say anything, hold on. You are seen. Yeah, you are heard, and you are validated.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We hear you loud and clear.
Thank you.
You matter. You matter. I want to empower you. I want to affirm you right now. I affirm you. How did you become this way?
So don't paint me out to be the bitter black woman.
No, it's not even black. You're a liberal white woman. No, you're a liberal white woman.
You and me are twins.
No, you are. You're a liberal white woman. No, and because here's the thing, like,
I'm hurt.
I know for
that's
sure.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
No, that's not the first time. It won't be the last time. It's true. And one thing I respect about black women, especially the foundational black American, is here's the difference. I've talked to 100 white women. I'd say probably about every 8 out of 10 will have a story of how they were RAPED'd.
That's every 1 out of 3 women.
I'm not finished. Okay. And that's a faulty statistic, and I can get into that secondly. Okay. But 8 out of 10 liberal white women will say that they were RAPED'd. But if you find another 10 women who are black, you will not find the statistic that high, which is shocking because black women come from greater levels of poverty. The reason that you won't find the statistic that high is because black women are more inclined to take responsibility. They're more inclined to stand up for themselves, speak out, and they're less inclined to get drunk and do irresponsible things. I'm not finished. Okay, that 1 in 3 statistic that you got is from a study that has been proven false, and they don't talk about RAPE. They talk about sexual assault, and they define assault with a very big brush, including catcalls, meaning if you whistle at a woman, they categorize that as assault. That is a completely errant, dishonest statistic.
Where did you get that from? That if
there's some great books, there's some great books I can recommend to you that picks apart all of the feminist nonsense. I actually have them listed. If you go to amazon.com/shop/the Saint and the Sinner, there's a great reading list there. But I'll briefly teach you a little something. There's one feminist named Beth Summers. She wrote a book called The War on Boys. What was the book about? It was supposed to start as a feminist tract. And then when she was doing her research and looking into the numbers, she realized that women and girls were not disadvantaged. Actually, they were advantaged, especially in the educational system. And that is why they're over-enrolled 60-40 in favor of females. There's another woman you should look up, Valerie Solanas. And she's where you get a lot of your ideology from. And I can keep naming authors and studies who break this stuff down or who example the gender feminist white liberal attitude that you have, that you think you thought of, but you're really just an acolyte of the liberal white woman. You're not like us.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion.
No, those are called the facts, dear. I mean, at the end of the day, the reason you start off, we're not even talking about anything as extreme as someone taking physical advantage of someone. We're having a verbal conversation and you immediately go to this victimology, which is what the liberal white woman does. It's victimology. When she said you allowed
it, it instantly brought me back to that situation.
That's why I use that's the psychological issue, because it shouldn't bring you back to that conversation, because we're just talking about words here. We're not talking about gender. Why does that example offend you? We're not talking about gender. We're not talking about people being taken advantage of. We're not talking about people being groped.
We're talking about logic. The reason I brought that up, she said you allowed it. And I'm letting her know that certain things.
Well, she was talking about accountability, which is to say that woman chose to go on a podcast.
Okay.
It's just accountability.
Okay.
That's all that is.
It may have been a bad example, but.
It's a terrible example. But here's the thing. It's always going to be a bad example when you're challenged on your views, because your views are illogical. You've been around others who share your same perspective and you haven't had it interrogated. So now that you're being forced to account for what you believe, you're finding out that it doesn't add up. For example, when you say someone like me is misogynistic, that's an extraordinary claim, because number one, it means you hate women.
The way you were speaking to the woman that I saw, that's exactly what it was giving.
Extraordinary. You said the way I was speaking to the woman. That's singular. Women is plural. Furthermore, if I were
women, I said what I said correctly. Women.
You just said the way you were speaking to that woman.
To the women on your Instagram page.
Okay, fine. So let's say you see 1,000 videos of me speaking sternly to women on my Instagram page. Mm-hmm. That still does not provide you evidence that I hate women. In fact, it might only provide you evidence that I do not like that certain type of personality that I was speaking to. It also might validate that those are the clips that go viral, and therefore for commercial purposes, that's what we put forward. If you were getting a good education from your university, you would be able to differentiate certain phenomena, which is to say, for example, I have a group called the Lady Saints, which are a group of women that I support in their business endeavors, in their relationships, romantic and familial and friendship wise. There's another organization in Pasadena, California, which I support single mothers to support themselves and their children. There's another organization I support in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, which is specifically for females. See, the thing is this. If I don't like the kind of woman that you are, if I don't like the promiscuous behavior, if as a man I set a standard and say this is not good enough and I will condemn it, then you lie and say I hate women. No, I don't hate women. I don't like unruly females. I don't like women that try to act like men. I don't like women who are promiscuous and promote that and thereby corrupt the youth and spread poison. No, I don't like that at all. I also don't like weak men. I don't like men who are unproductive. I don't like men who are indiscriminate in their sexual behaviors. I don't like men who are effeminate. but you never call me a misandrist. You never call me a man hater when I'm checking them.
I've never seen you check a man.
Oh, fascinating. My latest viral clip, I'm specifically saying I hate males who wear their pants below their belts. Wear their pants below their butt. I say they're effeminate, they're followers, they're disgusting, and I even call for their death. Literally, I call for their death in the video.
Wow. Calling for someone's death is very classy.
May I?
But let her finish real quick. That is very classy. But am I a misandrist because I said that about men? I said it about black men in particular. Do I hate blacks and men?
You might be a Uncle Ruckus. But
well, I'm asking you, do I hate men because I criticize them?
Let me gather my words. Give me a minute. So, how can I put this so
English preferably?
Okay. So when you constantly
are you about to answer the question that I asked?
I'm about to, but
you're about to answer the question I asked.
Yes, but I'm going to make a statement first.
But you're going to make a statement first. That's extraordinary.
Every one of us has something about us that, not everybody makes the right choices. We all have our own flaws, is what I'm saying. You pick and choose these flaws and you make assumptions and you categorize women or men both, I guess. And you take these stereotypes and you run with it and you
stereotypes.
And you make
okay. No. Before you go too far, could you answer my question?
I don't know. That's my answer to your question. I don't know.
So when I'm being critical of men, you can't say that I hate men. You don't know. But if I'm being critical of women, I hate them.
Okay, so I've never seen you be critical of a man. I know what I saw. I saw the way that you spoke to I've seen the way that you speak to women.
What did I say?
Okay. I saw that you told a woman that she had no value.
Oh, I didn't tell a woman that. No, I didn't tell that to a woman. I told that to and let me be very clear, that makes her living through exclusively. And in addition to that, that's not actually why I turned up on her. I'm fine if that's how you're earning. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to love. But what you didn't know, what was out of context, you didn't do your research before. Yeah, well, then you shouldn't speak if you don't have the information. You should speak from a place of knowledge, not ignorance.
You asked for my opinion.
So, no, I didn't actually ask for your opinion on if I'm a misogynist. I didn't ask that. You volunteered that. But here's the thing.
Well, I'm here to give my opinion.
The reason you just lied, though, and said I asked for your opinion when I didn't. So you've been busted lying 4 times if the audience is counting. But here's the important part.
I'm here to
the young lady that I turned up on, I didn't turn up on her because she is in fact that's documented. I didn't turn up on her.
But do you know that young lady? Do you know her life? Do you know everything about her?
Why are you interrupting? I let you speak. Okay. May I complete a sentence?
Sure, you can.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I turned up on her because before we started that podcast, there was a young man, 18-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. He was the only person in the room who didn't have any clout, who wasn't a millionaire. He's just an everyday person. Like most people watching this podcast, like most people you'll encounter out there in the society. He was an everyday person, a hardworking person, an honest person. He told everyone, he said, hey, would you mind everyone turning off your phone so we can have a high quality show? There's thousands of people who are going to watch this live and millions on the back end. So let me tell you how to represent yourself best. Everyone in that room was very attentive and they were silent and they were complying. They turned off their phone. While they were doing that, you know what she was doing? She was still playing on her phone. And then when he politely said, would you mind putting away your phone? She's like, oh, well, hold on. Why are you singling me out? I'm singling you out because everyone else has already done it. And I waited while you played with your phone. He didn't say this, but this was the obvious thing. I waited while you played with it, and I had to point it out because you think you're special. You think you're better than everybody else. Everyone else does it, but you don't have to. And then she got an attitude with him. And then when she did that, I said, you know what? I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that, I don't like bullying. I don't like disrespecting working people. And I don't like the idea that people think they're superior to others. So I flamed that out as soon as that show got going. You know why? Because most people are not going to establish right and wrong, and I will.
Can I speak? Are you finished?
I'm all ears.
Okay. So, I understand where you're coming from.
Do you understand why that wasn't about women? That was about her as an individual.
No, let me finish. I understand I understand why you felt the way you did. I understand your feelings. I understand why you responded the way you did. I do. But let me give you another example. So, okay, do you remember when that girl Kane went viral? Because she's okay. So, influencer went viral. She's a lighter skinned woman, and she I don't remember what word she used. She called the girl. She was arguing with another dark skinned woman, and she called the girl a monkey and was saying, just saying some really nasty things about dark skinned women, using the fact that she was dark skinned as her argument. Now the girl Kane, she had a valid reason to be upset. She had a valid reason to go off on the girl. The girl said some crazy things.
Okay.
But where she took it showed how she feels about dark-skinned women.
Wait, was she a black woman?
She's a black woman,
so
but
this
she's
was
light-skinned.
a black woman talking to another black woman?
Yes, but one was light-skinned, the other was dark-skinned.
Truthfully, I'm not familiar with this conversation you're referring to. Okay. And it sounds like you're referring to someone who is engaging in colorism, right?
Exactly.
Yes. But the difference is I was not speaking to her category like something she can't change, which is her complexion. I was speaking to a behavior. And that's what we have to address in the society, is that people like you hide behind things. You're trying to use an example of colorism. No one can change their complexion. I'm talking about behavior. You decided to show your private parts and embarrass your family. You decided to be rude when a good working man asked you for something that would help you out. Those are all decisions. That's behavior. And I will condemn bad behavior. And I would hope your father would do the same thing.